Pratique inglês todos os dias, ouça, fale, pratique e melhore suas habilidades linguísticas com a gente. Hora de praticar.
The director is in his office. The director is in his office.
O diretor está em seu escritório.
The director is in his office. The director is in his office. She is waiting to meet the director. She is waiting to meet the director.
Ela está esperando para se encontrar com o diretor.
She is waiting to meet the director. She is waiting to meet the director. The office is on the top floor. The office is on the top floor.
O escritório fica no último andar.
The office is on the top floor. The office is on the top floor. I have a meeting with the director. I have a meeting with the director.
Tenho uma reunião com o diretor.
I have a meeting with the director. I have a meeting with the director. The director's assistant is very helpful. The director's assistant is very helpful.
O assistente do diretor é muito prestativo.
The director's assistant is very helpful. The director's assistant is very helpful. Please knock before entering. Please knock before entering.
Por favor, bata antes de entrar.
Please knock before entering. Please knock before entering. The director is on a call. The director is on a call.
O diretor está em uma ligação.
The director is on a call. The director is on a call. He asked me to sit down. He asked me to sit down.
Ele me pediu para sentar.
He asked me to sit down. He asked me to sit down. She offered me a cup of coffee. She offered me a cup of coffee.
Ela me ofereceu uma xícara de café.
She offered me a cup of coffee. She offered me a cup of coffee. The office is clean and quiet. The office is clean and quiet.
O escritório é limpo e silencioso.
The office is clean and quiet. The office is clean and quiet. There are books on the shelf. There are books on the shelf.
Há livros na estante.
There are books on the shelf. There are books on the shelf. The director has a large desk. The director has a large desk.
O diretor tem uma mesa grande.
The director has a large desk. The director has a large desk. A clock hangs on the wall. A clock hangs on the wall.
Relógio está pendurado na parede.
A clock hangs on the wall. A clock hangs on the wall. There is a photo of his family. There is a photo of his family.
Há uma foto da família dele.
There is a photo of his family. There is a photo of his family. The director greeted me warmly. The director greeted me warmly.
O diretor me cumprimentou calorosamente.
The director greeted me warmly. The director greeted me warmly. We discussed the project. We discussed the project.
Discutimos o projeto.
We discussed the project. We discussed the project. The meeting started at 10 a.m. The meeting started at 10 a.m.
A reunião começou às 10 horas.
The meeting started at 10 a.m. The meeting started at 10 a.m. He listened carefully. He listened carefully.
Ele ouviu com atenção.
He listened carefully. He listened carefully. She gave me some advice. She gave me some advice.
Ela me deu alguns conselhos.
She gave me some advice. She gave me some advice. The director asked a few questions. The director asked a few questions.
O diretor fez algumas perguntas.
The director asked a few questions. The director asked a few questions. He looked at the documents. He looked at the documents.
Ele olhou os documentos.
He looked at the documents. He looked at the documents. She signed the papers. She signed the papers.
Ela assinou os papéis.
She signed the papers. She signed the papers. The director has a computer on his desk. The director has a computer on his desk.
O diretor tem computador em sua mesa.
The director has a computer on his desk. The director has a computer on his desk. The office has a nice view. The office has a nice view.
O escritório tem uma bela vista.
The office has a nice view. The office has a nice view. We talked about the budget. We talked about the budget.
Conversamos sobre o orçamento.
We talked about the budget. We talked about the budget. He explained the schedule. He explained the schedule.
Ele explicou o cronograma.
He explained the schedule. He explained the schedule. She shared her opinion. She shared her opinion.
Ela compartilhou sua opinião.
She shared her opinion. She shared her opinion. The director asked for a report. The director asked for a report.
O diretor pediu relatório.
The director asked for a report. The director asked for a report. He thanked me for my work. He thanked me for my work.
Ele me agradeceu pelo meu trabalho.
He thanked me for my work. He thanked me for my work. She asked me to follow up. She asked me to follow up.
Ela me pediu para fazer acompanhamento.
She asked me to follow up. She asked me to follow up. There is a couch in the office. There is a couch in the office.
Há sofá no escritório.
There is a couch in the office. There is a couch in the office. A painting hangs above the desk. A painting hangs above the desk.
Uma pintura está pendurada acima da mesa.
A painting hangs above the desk. A painting hangs above the desk. I sat across from the director. I sat across from the director.
Sentei de frente para o diretor.
I sat across from the director. I sat across from the director. We talked about the team. We talked about the team.
Conversamos sobre a equipe.
We talked about the team. We talked about the team. He gave permission for the plan. He gave permission for the plan.
Ele deu permissão para o plano.
He gave permission for the plan. He gave permission for the plan. She requested a summary. She requested a summary.
Ela solicitou resumo.
She requested a summary. She requested a summary. The director pointed to the chart. The director pointed to the chart.
O diretor apontou para o gráfico.
The director pointed to the chart. The director pointed to the chart. He took notes during the meeting. He took notes during the meeting.
Ele fez anotações durante a reunião.
He took notes during the meeting. He took notes during the meeting. She asked about the timeline. She asked about the timeline.
Ela perguntou sobre o cronograma.
She asked about the timeline. She asked about the timeline. They discussed future goals. They discussed future goals.
Eles discutiram metas futuras.
They discussed future goals. They discussed future goals. The director scheduled another meeting. The director scheduled another meeting.
O diretor agendou outra reunião.
The director scheduled another meeting. The director scheduled another meeting. He checked his calendar. He checked his calendar.
Ele verificou sua agenda.
He checked his calendar. He checked his calendar. She answered my questions. She answered my questions.
Ela respondeu às minhas perguntas.
She answered my questions. She answered my questions. The office phone rang. The office phone rang.
O telefone do escritório tocou.
The office phone rang. The office phone rang. He asked me to wait a moment. He asked me to wait a moment.
Ele me pediu para esperar momento.
He asked me to wait a moment. He asked me to wait a moment. The director was writing an email. The director was writing an email.
O diretor estava escrevendo e-mail.
The director was writing an email. The director was writing an email. She looked at the whiteboard. She looked at the whiteboard.
Ela olhou para o quadro branco.
She looked at the whiteboard. She looked at the whiteboard. There are 2 chairs for visitors. There are 2 chairs for visitors.
Há 2 cadeiras para visitantes.
There are 2 chairs for visitors. There are 2 chairs for visitors. He stood up to shake hands. He stood up to shake hands.
Ele se levantou para apertar a mão.
He stood up to shake hands. He stood up to shake hands. The director offered me a seat. The director offered me a seat.
O diretor me ofereceu assento.
The director offered me a seat. The director offered me a seat. She asked for my opinion. She asked for my opinion.
Ela pediu minha opinião.
She asked for my opinion. She asked for my opinion. He told me to keep working hard. He told me to keep working hard.
Ele me disse para continuar trabalhando duro.
He told me to keep working hard. He told me to keep working hard. She smiled during the meeting. She smiled during the meeting.
Ela sorriu durante a reunião.
She smiled during the meeting. She smiled during the meeting. The director gave clear instructions. The director gave clear instructions.
O diretor deu instruções claras.
The director gave clear instructions. The director gave clear instructions. He asked me to speak clearly. He asked me to speak clearly.
Ele me pediu para falar claramente.
He asked me to speak clearly. He asked me to speak clearly. She wanted to hear my ideas. She wanted to hear my ideas.
Ela queria ouvir minhas ideias.
She wanted to hear my ideas. She wanted to hear my ideas. The director approved the design. The director approved the design.
O diretor aprovou o design.
The director approved the design. The director approved the design. He asked about the deadline. He asked about the deadline.
Ele perguntou sobre o prazo.
He asked about the deadline. He asked about the deadline. She talked about the company's goals. She talked about the company's goals.
Ela falou sobre os objetivos da empresa.
She talked about the company's goals. She talked about the company's goals. He spoke in a calm voice. He spoke in a calm voice.
Ele falou com uma voz calma.
He spoke in a calm voice. He spoke in a calm voice. The director looked serious. The director looked serious.
O diretor parecia sério.
The director looked serious. The director looked serious. She asked about the progress. She asked about the progress.
Ela perguntou sobre o progresso.
She asked about the progress. She asked about the progress. He asked me to send an email. He asked me to send an email.
Ele me pediu para enviar e-mail.
He asked me to send an email. He asked me to send an email. She thanked me for my time. She thanked me for my time.
Ela me agradeceu pelo meu tempo.
She thanked me for my time. She thanked me for my time. The office has a glass door. The office has a glass door.
O escritório tem uma porta de vidro.
The office has a glass door. The office has a glass door. There is a plant near the window. There is a plant near the window.
Há uma planta perto da janela.
There is a plant near the window. There is a plant near the window. He showed me a file. He showed me a file.
Ele me mostrou arquivo.
He showed me a file. He showed me a file. She handed me a document. She handed me a document.
Ela me entregou documento.
She handed me a document. She handed me a document. The director read the proposal. The director read the proposal.
O diretor leu a proposta.
The director read the proposal. The director read the proposal. He asked about the client. He asked about the client.
Ele perguntou sobre o cliente.
He asked about the client. He asked about the client. She looked at the report. She looked at the report.
Ela olhou o relatório.
She looked at the report. She looked at the report. We reviewed the results. We reviewed the results.
Revisamos os resultados.
We reviewed the results. We reviewed the results. He asked me to explain the problem. He asked me to explain the problem.
Ele me pediu para explicar o problema.
He asked me to explain the problem. He asked me to explain the problem. She asked for a quick update. She asked for a quick update.
Ela pediu uma atualização rápida.
She asked for a quick update. She asked for a quick update. The director was busy. The director was busy.
O diretor estava ocupado.
The director was busy. The director was busy. He asked me to come back later. He asked me to come back later.
Ele me pediu para voltar mais tarde.
He asked me to come back later. He asked me to come back later. She scheduled a follow-up meeting. She scheduled a follow-up meeting.
Ela agendou uma reunião de acompanhamento.
She scheduled a follow-up meeting. She scheduled a follow-up meeting. He asked about the team's performance. He asked about the team's performance.
Ele perguntou sobre o desempenho da equipe.
He asked about the team's performance. He asked about the team's performance. The director had a visitor. The director had a visitor.
O diretor recebeu uma visita.
The director had a visitor. The director had a visitor. She introduced me to a manager. She introduced me to a manager.
Ela me apresentou a gerente.
She introduced me to a manager. She introduced me to a manager. He gave me new tasks. He gave me new tasks.
Ele me deu novas tarefas.
He gave me new tasks. He gave me new tasks. She reminded me of the deadline. She reminded me of the deadline.
Ela me lembrou do prazo.
She reminded me of the deadline. She reminded me of the deadline. The director asked for feedback. The director asked for feedback.
O diretor pediu feedback.
The director asked for feedback. The director asked for feedback. He discussed the next steps. He discussed the next steps.
Ele discutiu os próximos passos.
He discussed the next steps. He discussed the next steps. She reviewed the presentation. She reviewed the presentation.
Ela revisou a apresentação.
She reviewed the presentation. She reviewed the presentation. He asked me to make changes. He asked me to make changes.
Ele me pediu para fazer alterações.
He asked me to make changes. He asked me to make changes. The director closed the door. The director closed the door.
O diretor fechou a porta.
The director closed the door. The director closed the door. He checked the report again. He checked the report again.
Ele verificou o relatório novamente.
He checked the report again. He checked the report again. She asked about the meeting agenda. She asked about the meeting agenda.
Ela perguntou sobre a pauta da reunião.
She asked about the meeting agenda. She asked about the meeting agenda. He told me to be on time. He told me to be on time.
Ele me disse para ser pontual.
He told me to be on time. He told me to be on time. The director gave me some notes. The director gave me some notes.
O diretor me deu algumas anotações.
The director gave me some notes. The director gave me some notes. He told me to keep it confidential. He told me to keep it confidential.
Ele me disse para manter isso confidencial.
He told me to keep it confidential. He told me to keep it confidential. She asked me to prepare a draft. She asked me to prepare a draft.
Ela me pediu para preparar rascunho.
She asked me to prepare a draft. She asked me to prepare a draft. The director made a decision. The director made a decision.
O diretor tomou uma decisão.
The director made a decision. The director made a decision. He asked for the latest update. He asked for the latest update.
Ele pediu a atualização mais recente.
He asked for the latest update. He asked for the latest update. She reviewed my proposal. She reviewed my proposal.
Ela revisou minha proposta.
She reviewed my proposal. She reviewed my proposal. He asked if I needed help. He asked if I needed help.
Ele perguntou se eu precisava de ajuda.
He asked if I needed help. He asked if I needed help. The director called me in. The director called me in.
O diretor me chamou.
The director called me in. The director called me in. He asked to see the data. He asked to see the data.
Ele pediu para ver os dados.
He asked to see the data. He asked to see the data. She was reviewing emails. She was reviewing emails.
Ela estava revisando e-mails.
She was reviewing emails. She was reviewing emails. He asked me to write a summary. He asked me to write a summary.
Ele me pediu para escrever resumo.
He asked me to write a summary. He asked me to write a summary. The director said, "Good job." The director said, "Good job."
O diretor disse, "Bom trabalho."
The director said, "Good job." The director said, "Good job." He asked me to keep him informed. He asked me to keep him informed.
Ele me pediu para mantê-lo informado.
He asked me to keep him informed. He asked me to keep him informed. She looked over the numbers. She looked over the numbers.
Ela analisou os números.
She looked over the numbers. She looked over the numbers.
Obrigado por assistir. Inscreva-se no canal e ative as notificações para receber novos vídeos e continuar sua jornada no inglês.